You know who else is playing with the DJ? Britney, bitch! Sorry. But to answer your question, I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Thought we were talking to an expert. My bad. I guess we'll call Kiwi Head.
Yeah. He may know.
So Britney spoke out in public in court. I read her entire testimony, and it was a little hard to follow, and the judge kept telling her to slow down, and it was really funny. But puzzled, what did we find out from the Free Britney movement?
We found out, so over the years, if she did say anything about her conservatorship, she's like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's great. She never said anything negatively towards it. And basically what she ends up telling the judge is, I told myself that if I was happy, then I would be happy. So she does not like the conservatorship. It is hard on her. It is hard on her body. She tells the judge, I've wanted a child for years now, but I can't because they put an IUD in me and they refuse to let me get it taken out. And it's just, honestly, this transcript, it's heartbreaking. Because you can see that she's trying to stay on topic, but she kind of rolls off of her topics, and then she rolls into something else, and it's kind of all over the place. But I think that's exactly what we would hear from somebody who finally is getting their moment to speak their the truth.
Yeah.
And that's something we haven't gotten to see before. She talks about how she didn't want to continue doing Vegas. She did want to stop, but she got pushed and pushed and pushed for it. And then they did end up canceling Vegas. But her father and I think one of her handlers told her therapist that she wasn't working with them anymore. She wasn't behaving right. And so all of a sudden she gets put on lithium.
Wow.
And
that's hardcore.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's the one that basically just numbs you out. When you think of, mental facilities, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Half of the people in there were taking lithium.
Yeah, it zombifies you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so Cage asks, wait, Free Britney Spears, metaphorically, or is she actually locked up in some way, shape, or form? Sorry, I'm behind, I
know. Both, Cage. So we all know Britney went a little bit crazy in 2007. If I highly recommend going to watch the documentary. It's on Hulu, right?
Yeah.
The documentary on Britney, it's really opened up a lot of people's eyes. We know she said she didn't watch it. She hasn't watched it. But that she didn't kind of people talking about her in this light. But that's probably because the conservatorship has made her say that. So when she went crazy in 2007, her family put her in a conservatorship. This means they had control over her money, her body, her life, her schedule, everything. Her dad was the only one who could make decisions for her. Can y'all imagine?
Oh, I couldn't. So I can say I've really been watching both sides of this, trying to, and I think they have too much control over her. But then again, her money and stuff, I could see her not being mentally stable enough to handle the day-to-day empire business that was built around her, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, she's still a prisoner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She should get to decide.
Yeah.
She should get to decide who handles that for her. I mean, they said whenever the whole Vegas thing happened, they said, "Oh, she's not cooperating with us. She never takes her medication." And she's like, "But when? I take my medication in the morning. The same person gives me my medication every day, watches me take it, and then I go to rehearsal for 14 hours at a time." and then I go home and I go to sleep, and that's my life. Who would be happy with that? And she's absolutely right.
Yeah.
She's absolutely right. And then switching her to lithium, gosh, like that is heavy duty. That is crazy amount of medication.
I don't think she's anywhere near needing that. Like,
Yeah, no.
If anything, it's setting her back mentally, because in the documentary they talked about her up and coming, right? She was in control of the dance moves. She was in control of her contracts, the lighting, everything to the last detail. She had her opinion on everything. And now if she talks about in her transcript changing a dance move, and this is another one of the reasons that they put her on lithium. Like, it was just like one of the little building blocks to it. I feel like if they have control over it while she gets better, that's okay. But the question is, after are they being wise with her hard-earned money, are using her? If it's the latter, then you guys are absolutely right. She should have control.
I mean, she
See,
in the go ahead.
no, I was just saying, out of seeing the documentary, seeing her side, her coming out, like just seeing both sides of the story that they've shown so far, like I could see why she needs some type of conservatorship because she's clearly not mentally okay.
Mhm.
Her Instagram, you watch it, and I feel like I'm watching 15-year-old Britney again.
Yeah. But again, there's also some that she posts that are super cringe.
Those,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they are super cringe, but I think that's how they've treated her illness. Like maybe,
Yeah.
whenever it happened, like with the paparazzi, like they were swarming her all the time, and she just snapped. She's been in business since she was a very young adolescent. She didn't have time for a normal life. And I'm not saying that's okay. Like, I'm glad that she was able to get the help that she needed. But now, like, she's at this point in her life where she can't get back all those years where she was supposed to be rehabilitating. Like, I don't think that she's fit, like Ethan's saying, to maybe manage her day to day, but she should get to decide who does. Being captive by your own father, like, that's horrible. I feel so bad for her.
It's tough. And there was a conspiracy theory. It was probably about 2 years ago now, or probably about a year ago, where Britney was putting up her dance videos and everything up on Instagram, and somebody had come up, look, and said if you are being held captive, or if you're not free, wear a yellow top, do a spin, like little things in her video that she would be able to do to try to send out a message. And then in one of the next few videos that came out, she wore a yellow top, she did a spin, and a lot of people are like, well, that's just coincidence. And I think that's when the Free Britney move began.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no such thing as coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she can get better by forcing her to work and do other things. But then again, she does need somebody to help her be responsible.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
a therapist, people who can help you deal with what's happened to you or what you went with through your life. Like that's the proper choice here, not a
And how to
conservatorship.
how to make the choice of who to trust to handle your
Well,
day to day.
and in her transcript, she says, I'll keep going to therapy. I need therapy, but I want it to be a doctor that I choose. And I have them come into my home so that I'm not having to go to some place where they constantly watch me. She felt violated a lot. She was.
So K-Fed has custody of her boys, right? And I think she gets like visitation, like supervised visitation.
Good.
Good. Cage asks, how is she with her family?
And it's all the situation all around is just bad. Like when we watched the documentary and we talked about it, right? I really felt like the paparazzi drove her to a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Because just looking at it, K-Fed finally got to the point where he's like, I don't want the kids around all of that mess and that.
Mhm.
And
And
no
that's
matter
fair.
how hard she tried to get away, they were always there.
Um, so her mom and dad are both named Jamie, which I think is weird, strange.
And her sister.
And her
Yeah,
sister.
Yeah.
Jamie
Understand.
Lynn.
Also, really quickly, fuck Jamie Lynn Spears. She saw all this happening.
Yeah.
Do not care
Well,
for her one
she
bit.
had her own thing,
I'd
right?
love
Like,
to hear her side of the story on this, like what she was told, how much contact she had with Britney, because
She
she
had
was
something
dealing.
similar.
I say
Yeah.
yeah.
she was dealing
Yeah.
with her teenage pregnancy when a lot of this first started.
Yeah. She lost her Disney show because of it, right?
She
Mhm.
probably was handled just like Britney, but it was so early in her career that she was able to kind of escape in some way and like be quiet easier. I don't know.
Oh, Dom, don't forget to sub to Peach's OnlyFans
Yeah. It'll be the official millennials OnlyFans.
with a live
Um,
stream of Peach 24/7.
It'll, you know what? Tell you what, I won't make it a live stream of me. I'll make it a live stream of active print.
I'm down for that.
so I
Bet.
did read somewhere else that Brittany has allowed this case kind of to be open to like the press and the public. But after her transcript, she is asking that everything else be private until the final ruling happens.
So, right there, I can say you got to pick one, right? Do you want the public opinion involved or do you not want it involved? Because you can't only share your side of the story and then silence the rest of the story.
Yeah. Sounds like she's trying to hide. What is she trying to hide?
Or have privacy for once in her life.
Yeah, and I'm all for the privacy,
Yeah.
but like keep the whole process private then and just tell us the verdict.
Right? Like, so many fans, because we have such a direct connection with these superstars or stars in general, some fans take it beyond where it should be. Like over the weekend, what's his name? Justin Bieber. Like, oh, I know we all don't really like Justin Bieber, but he was like, he had a ton
Herbert.
of fans at his house in LA, and he calmly told them like, "Hey guys, I knew you guys are fans, but this is my home. This is where I come to get away from the world. So I'd appreciate it if you don't come to my home like this." And fans were like, "Well, can we still have a hug?" Like they clearly didn't get the fucking point. I think
No.
like, yeah, no, I agree. Like, no, this is wrong.
Get
Parents that
off
do
my
this,
property now.
yeah. Well, you can't you can't do that in California, but in Texas you can.
Ethan's
I
like,
haven't.
case in point.
But now I'm worried that when she does get her conservatorship and information comes out about her, it's not going to be the paparazzis that are going to be hounding her. It's going to be people who feel like they're owed something because I
Good
guess
point.
they built this revolution around Free Britney. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I hope that's
again,
worst case.
yes, people just need to live their own lives. Like, just
Yeah.
enjoy your own life a little bit. I know that sounds mean, but if you actually go to Justin Bieber house just to get a hug, you're not living your life.
Yeah.
Gotta be at a happenstance like everybody else.
At a show.
Right?
Like one time I met our mayor at our local grocery store and I was like, I'm not gonna bother him. And I was just like, I can't not say anything. I was like, thank you, Mayor Nuremberg. And I ran away. He looked like, oh shit. I was just trying to pick up some groceries.
Like I
Yeah.
told Kiwi Head when he met him the other day. All you should ask is when you gonna lower taxes.
Hold police accountable.